Hi guys, my name is Romy and welcome back to the channel. Now in today's video, I'm going to be talking about how to migrate to the UK as a teacher. So stay tuned. Okay guys, so the first thing I'll talk about is the visa type needed to be able to move to the UK as a teacher. So the visa type you need to use is the skilled worker visa, which was also known as the tier 2 visa. So now it's known as the skilled worker visa. That's the type of visa you need to apply for when migrating to the UK as a teacher. Now, the visa requirement is that you need to be offered a job by a licensed home office employer sponsor, which means that the school that offers you a job should be able to sponsor your visa. If you get an offer from a school that doesn't sponsor visas, you won't be able to come or migrate to the UK through the teacher's route. Okay. Now, the second requirement is that you should be able to speak, understand, write and read English fluently. Now, the third requirement is that you should also be able to earn at least £20,480 per annum, or the relevant minimum wage that teachers get, whichever one is higher. Okay guys, now the next thing I'll talk about is the QTS. Now QTS is short for qualified teacher status. Now the QTS is basically a professional status that teachers here in the UK earn after they finish their teachers training. Now if you're a qualified teacher from outside of the UK and you're coming to the UK, you can actually come to the UK and you'll be able to work for 4 years without the QTS, and this is known as the 4-year rule. Now, to be eligible for the 4-year rule, you need to first of all be qualified as a teacher from a country that is outside of the UK, and secondly, you need to have successfully completed a teacher program or a training program that is regulated by an organization in your country. So you need to have successfully completed a teacher's training course in your country before you can be eligible for the 4-year rule. So after 4 years, teachers from outside of the UK will require QTS to teach in many state schools here in the UK. Now, having QTS is a legal requirement by majority of the schools here in the UK, and it is considered as desirable for teachers to have QTS in the UK, which means that QTS is technically not compulsory, but it's compulsory at the same time, if that makes sense, because majority of the schools here in the UK would require their teachers to have QTS, but not all, but majority, and majority is a vast number. So I would always advise you that while teaching within the 4 years, just make sure to apply for a QTS, okay? So it just makes life easy for you. So after your 4 years, you're not thinking of what to do next. You know that after the 4 years elapsed, you could still be in the same school because you have your QTS and you can work there, if that makes sense, guys. Now, how can you get the QTS, which is the qualified teacher status? Now, you can get it through various ways. The first one is you can get it if you have a degree and you have more than 2 years of teaching experience. You can go through the assessment only route, and if you go through the assessment only route, you don't need any further training. You can just go through it, and it costs about £1,500 to £4,000 depending on where you get yours. And if you are getting yours outside of the UK, it could cost more. So just put that into perspective and do your research on that also. Okay, now the second way is if you have a degree but you have limited teaching experience, you can train to teach on a course that will give QTS by applying to the TRA, which is the Teaching Regulation Agency. Or thirdly, you can just complete a teacher training course in the UK, which would automatically give you a QTS after the completion of your training course. If you have a teaching qualification from Australia, Canada, EEA, Gibraltar, Hong Kong, New Zealand, Northern Ireland, Scotland, Switzerland, Ukraine, and USA, you would be able to check if you meet the requirements online and apply for QTS in England. Now, if you have a subject specialism in languages, mathematics, or science, and you have the qualification to teach 11 to 16-year-olds from any one of the following 7 countries: Ghana, India, Jamaica, Nigeria, Singapore, South Africa, and Zimbabwe, you will be able to use the service to check if you meet the requirements and apply for QTS in England. Now, you do not need to pay any fee and commence any further training. You will just be able to use the service to see if you qualify and you'll be able to apply for QTS in England. How much can you make as a teacher? New teachers can make between £25,714 to £32,157 per year. Now, senior teachers can make between £39,864 to £50,935 in London. Now, head teachers can also make £48,901 and £125,098 also in London. So guys, if you think this is for you, do make sure you make that move and come to the UK and migrate as a teacher here in the UK. Thank you guys for watching. Do make sure you like, share and subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye.